An agency just sent me over a contract that would cost $5,000 to $7,000 a month to create landing pages for our e-commerce business that sells primarily on Shopify. And so the question is, should I sign this? Well, there's another way to create these pages that I've discovered using AI, specifically Claude, though it can work with some of the other AI tools. And so I'm going to try out right now creating what I was going to pay them $5,000 a month at least to do. See if I can do it in a few minutes with Claude. Let's jump in and see what happens. I guess one really quick thing though. First, why the heck would I do this? And so my business last year did $50 million in sales and a lot of profit. And this is just one of 4 businesses that I own. And so why the heck am I jacking around with pages when I can just pay somebody else to do it? We have multiple people on the team members who could do this instead of me. It's because what I've noticed with paid advertising for us is the funnel side is the limiting step. And so it's easy for us to create ads. I've got other videos here on YouTube that'll show you how to do it with AI. It's easy for us to write copy. That's also very easy to do with AI. We've got a good team to manage ads, all of these kind of things. The missing piece for us right now is really iterating on funnels. And so this is a problem that I want to personally solve. And so my plan is to get exactly how to do this with AI in the best process possible. And we're almost there based on some other content that I've created and strategies that I've developed. And then once I feel like we've nailed that, I'll hand it off to one of the other team members and let them run with it, and they can do everything else. And they'll create pages and edit offers and all that kind of stuff going on. So that's why I'm spending my time figuring this out and showing it to you. And speed is everything when scaling a business online. You could imagine that if it takes a competitor $5,000 in a month to get pages live, while you can get one live for $20 and in 5 minutes, who's going to be able to learn more and learn faster? And who's going to win long term? It's going to be the person that's able to move faster. So that's what I'm figuring out right now. And so let's jump in and see if we can make these changes on this page using Claude in just a few minutes. So this is our current page right here. So this is a new product for us called Mindflow that we've just started scaling. And so this is a product that we think could double the size of our entire business if we can really crack the code on the funnel. And so this is the page that we have that an agency created. And it's nice, it looks great, but it's not converting at the level we want. Now, it's always going to convert a little bit lower because it's basically a subscription only offer. So they can get 1 bag, 2 bags, or 3 bags, but it's only subscription. And so it's always going to convert a little bit lower because you're basically locking people into subscription from day one. But what I want to figure out is, can we make it convert higher by adding some copy above this order section? Because right now we go from ads straight into basically buy our product. Instead, I want to model what Grunes has done, who just sold for $1 billion. And so I want to model the top section of their page, basically from here, the 7 benefits, the 7 reasons they have. And then basically I want the rest of our page to continue from that point forward. And so I want to be able to add this section to our page as quickly as possible using Claude. And so I'm just going to go over into Claude, and I need to give it a few things first. So we've already written the copy. We used partially AI, partially ourselves to write the copy. So I'm going to download this. And then also I had my team send me the HTML file of this current page. And so we're not starting from scratch. I've got some other videos on how to build these pages literally from nothing, but we already have this page. And so I just want to modify it. So I already have that HTML file. So I'm going to upload those 2 files. And then I'm using the app Whisperflow. I'm sure you've heard a lot of people talk about it, but you'll hear me talking in my computer. So it's just this Whisperflow tool where I can just hold down a button on my keyboard and then talk to it while it sort of types what I'm going to say. I want to create a modified version of our Mindflow landing page, and I want to model the top listicle type section off of the Grunes page. And so that link is in the file attached. I've given you the HTML file of our current page, and I've given you a link that includes all the new copy that we want, and also links to the Grunes page plus our live URL. And so I want you to help me create a modified version of our Mindflow page that just includes the hero section plus the 6 or 7 reasons, and then everything else on the page. I don't want to change anything for Mindflow. And so I'd like you to help me create that page. Ask me any questions that you have if anything's not clear. Otherwise, let's get to work creating this page. And so that's basically everything that I just said, and we'll have it get running. Now this is going to take a few minutes if it starts building out the page and stuff. And so I'll probably pause the video and let it run. So it's kind of reading everything, and then we'll fast forward through this so you don't have to sit and wait for this. So this is what it spit out. So it's got a few issues here. And if I could zoom out maybe. So here's what it shows. So it's got this kind of box up here. It included placeholders. So some of these I will show in a second how to get image prompts for these. This all looks good because I can just modify those placeholders. This button looks awesome. This all looks good. And then it kind of jacked up the rest of our page, which doesn't matter as much because our development team can just populate that stuff based on what's already on the page. Like they don't have to modify anything else below here. So this is already a bit of a win if you just ignore everything below there and only focus on the stuff above there. But I'll go ahead and give it some feedback so it can modify some of this. I will say the top section of the page looks pretty good. I understand there's placeholder images, and so I will fill those in. The one thing that does look kind of messed up is anything based on the page that I already gave you. So starting with our 50 servings of Focus Coffee section, all the image links are broken. So I want you to fill those in with our actual image links and let me know if you need help getting those. And then the rest of the page, just make sure all of the image links are working properly. And we'll let it get to work. All right, so now the page is looking quite a bit better. Now, one thing that I just ran into was that the reason these images don't display is because it's within this window. So all I did was go up here, download as HTML. That file is here, this V1 thing, and then I just open that up here. So then now all the images are displaying, so everything based on this page below here is totally fine. And this reviews widget, based on our security settings, this only displays when a page is on our Shopify domain. And so as soon as we upload this page into Shopify, this will work totally fine. So everything below here is good to go. Now, the only few things that I want to do is I want to remove this little section up here because I'll just include that in an image, and then basically just need to generate images for these. And I'll show you how to do one of these images. And then, but first let's get rid of that thing. So if I just go over here, a cool tip is to just screenshot it. And so I can basically screenshot that. I've also changed the model to a faster, cheaper model, Sonnet versus the other one. And so that kind of speeds things up a little bit. Remove the clinicians thing at the top right of the web page. Okay, cool. So that's gone now. And so now what we have to do is generate these images. So I came up with some ideas for these images. And so let's just pull one of these listicle ones. So this first one, we already have a GIF somewhere else. I'm not going to go through the process of creating that. Let's find one's just an image. And so show a person meditating with mind flow next to him or her. And so what I'm going to do here, and that will be for this one, is I'm going to open up a new Claude window. I want to generate an image using AI that shows a person meditating next to a bag of our MindFlow product. I don't want you to actually generate the image. All I want you to do is to give me a prompt, an AI prompt that I can use in another tool to generate that image. I'm going to once again change this model over here. So now it's just going to generate me a prompt. And then as far as generating these images, Google Flow, and then you're basically just wanting to access their Nano Banana. You're basically just wanting to access their Nano Banana tool. So if you create with Google Flow, and you can use their tool, Nano Banana, somewhere here, right there. I'm going to use it a slightly different way just because I own a business that has access to all of these things. And so it's called creator.ai. You don't have to use this. This is not meant to be like a plug for this, but it's just easier for me to do it this way. So if I go to create images, and then let's see what kind of size this is. It's kind of like a landscape type size. And so if I want to create an image, I want it to be more landscape. Actually, it's kind of more 4x3. So we'll do 4x3, Nano Banana 2. I could choose other models, but we'll start with Nano Banana 2. And then here's our prompt. Plug that in there. And then I should have bag of MindFlow somewhere in here. We'll use this and go ahead and generate. All right, so this took a decent amount of prompting. And so these were with Nano Banana regular. And so this one, I don't know, sometimes just goes off the rails and does something crazy. This one, it had this thing at the back. I told it to get rid of that. And also the coffee bag is huge. And so I kept telling it to make the coffee bag smaller. And so this is all Nano Banana, even Nano Banana Pro, because we can switch the model here and you can access these directly on your own. But all that was not working very well. Then switched models to GPT Image 2 instead of Nano Banana. So it did a better job. And these are some other models I was playing around with, like Grok and stuff, but they don't have as many controls in terms of the dimensions of the image. So then finally was able to get it to a realistic size. And so took a decent amount of prompting. Images are very inexpensive to generate, so it's not much of a problem other than just kind of the pain in the butt. So then now I just need a place to upload this for now. So I'm gonna upload it to my own little personal demo store rather than messing with our main businesses store. So once I've got this uploaded, I'm going to grab the URL and give this to Claude and have it go pop that in there. So here is our image. I'm going to copy a link and then go back into Claude and I'm going to say, I want you to take this image and replace the placeholder that's to the right of the listicle item number 3 that says calm, clear energy. So replace that placeholder with this image I just generated. All right, so then that's it. And so then basically I would just go through that same process. I'd replace all these other images just like I did this one. So now this one is in there. So I just need to repeat that same process for these other images, which I'm not gonna do for the sake of this video. Then otherwise this page is ready to go. So this is what we started with over here. So didn't have any listicle content above there. I wanted to model the Groon stuff that they have on the top here. And so we've gotten this far right now. And so all this stuff is there, just got a few images need to replace. I've already replaced one as a test. And as soon as those other ones are replaced, I basically can just go over here and just like I did before, I can download this. I'll end up with a page file like this. And then I have another video, and even below this right now, there's the AI funnel toolkit. And so I'll show you exactly the videos and the steps you need to not only create these ads and images and pages, but also to deploy this on Shopify and other platforms. And so to get access to that, just click below this video and it's free, 100% free. You can unsubscribe anytime you want. Got a lot of good stuff in there that'll help you implement this. But then basically I would just deploy this on Shopify, could deploy it on WordPress, could deploy it basically anywhere where you can upload a web page. And then this page will be done. So this process took me, I don't know, I think I'm at like 30 minutes or so. And there's a little bit of finagling and probably would take me another 20 minutes or so to generate the rest of the images. So that would potentially be way faster learning and then also saves about $5,000 a month. So if I had one person on my team that was generating pages like this, you know, one a day or one every few days, and only takes them an hour and they could probably get this down to like 30 minutes or so, then that would totally be worth it versus hiring an agency that can really only do like 2 pages like this a month. And then also it's going to be a lot of back and forth with the team and we're just not going to be able to test and learn as fast. Hopefully you found this valuable. I'll see you in the next video.